What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today we're going to talk to you about Lucid. I want to go over some of the data points, break it down on what's really influencing it, and go over everything else that you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So Lucid is pulling down slightly, 0.63%. It did have a fair amount of institutional buying first thing, really propelling it higher. There was a lot of good momentum in the broader market, but I think a lot of analysts are starting to focus on this data that came out today. So permanents and starts, not necessarily the best, but I think all in all what this data does is kind of just quashes the idea of a 50 basis point cut. And similar to initial jobless claims that came out yesterday and retail sales, it's all kind of doing the same thing. So I think it is fair to assume that there's going to be now a 25 basis point cut for the September 18th meeting. And right now it does show a 74.5% likelihood of that occurring. So I think the market's just trying to adjust to that because I think it previously did price in a 50 basis point cut. Aside from that though, no actual news associated to Lucid, no SEC filings, nothing like that. You are seeing a battle happening right now. Might not seem like that, but like I mentioned, you do have some buying that's coming from institutions right here. So over the last day and a half, you've seen a fair amount of buying and some pretty big transactions as well. So 1.79 million, 1.61 million. But on the flip side, you also do have shorts for whatever reason. I think it's more technical driven, but shorts are increasing 1.85 million shares. Works out to be 28.2% of the free float being shorted, and a grand total of 253.03 million shares overall are being shorted. Short score 87.73, so the harder the number, the harder the likelihood of a squeeze happening. And then cost to borrow average is 11%, so a little bit lower than yesterday. So like I said, you're kind of having opposite extremes. I do feel that shorts are trying to break down the technicals a little bit because when it comes down to this, right now with it at $3.18, it is trading between this pivot and this R1. So 313 is a very strong support. So that's what I do feel shorts are trying to really bring it down towards. And then 336 is going to be that next strong resistance / target, which didn't really come anywhere close to that today. So I think, again, there's a lot of different moving parts all happening at once. And so, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what does happen. At the same time, you also do have a new analyst rating that came out yesterday. It shows yesterday, but I believe it was physically posted today. And it does show RBC, Tom, who has a 45% success rating, gave a $3 price target. So a lot of these are correlated with their recent earnings. That was around like 2 weeks ago. But this one is kind of out of nowhere. Like there's no real reason why an analyst would really give a rating now on Lucid at this stage in the game. Nothing fundamentally has really changed. So it's kind of interesting. Aside from that, like I said, Tom has a very crappy success rating, so 45%, probably better suited to work at McDonald's or something like that. But still, because of these kind of lower price targets, as a consensus, you do see $2.86 kind of the average, and that does represent a 10% downside. So you have a lot of different moving parts all happening at once, and some of it isn't necessarily helping Lucid. So that's just a lot of the things that's affecting it right now. Looking at options, 224,000 in calls, 143,000 in puts. So dollar value wise, very low today, but 50% of all the options being done today are optimistic and bullish. But given how much shorts are increasing, shorts are clearly just hedging based on that. So again, that's not the best. Shorts are just hedging. And I guess you can kind of think of it as well though, shorts only hedge if they feel that Lucid could have a chance of moving higher. So that's I guess a positive spin on that, if that makes sense. Although, just in case you guys don't know what I'm talking about, so let's say if you are a short, you start shorting at these prices, so $3.18 for example, but you feel that Lucid, if they put out some news, it could go up. Similar to that rumor that happened January 2023 about the whole taking it private. It went up like 80-90% in one day. So let's say you're trying to hedge yourself. What you do is you just buy the closest strike price. So let's say $3.50. So you pay whatever premium. And if Lucid does go up, let's say skyrockets to $5 for whatever news, you're kind of protected. Yes, you're going to lose a little bit from $3.18 to $3.50, but damage wise, you prevented a lot more. So this is why shorts do hedge, and that's kind of the downfall of this. It's one of a very common strategy that they do. So I just wanted to break it down and go over that because I think some people have had some questions on that in the past on what I mean by shorts hedging. So just kind of keep that in mind. But of the call options that are being purchased, you do see a consensus for it to be above $3 by the end of this week and around $3.50 by the end of next week. And then looking at puts, you do see a consensus for it to be sub $3. So we are on a very pivotal point right now. Especially that comes down to the technicals, because right now it is above that 50-day moving average, and we do generally know what that does mean for Lucid. So I think shorts also know that. This is why they're trying to suppress it on a technical level. Looking at stochastic, you do see it at around 39, so arguably still considered oversold, but it is kind of moving up a little bit. And then based on this, it does show a number of retail investors are selling out of Lucid. So let me know your thoughts on Lucid. Even though there hasn't been all that much in news, I think a lot of people just kind of holding their breath, waiting for Gravity. Some news on the Gravity, whether it be reservations or something else. Technically, they should be completing homologation, so there will be that news coming out fairly soon, probably in the next little bit. I'd say a week, because Peter did state that it was going to be occurring in August. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Let me know your thoughts. Have you been buying? Have you been selling? What have you been doing with Lucid? And what do you think about shorts? So I did a video, I think it came out yesterday under Financial Journey, top 5 most heavily shorted EVs, and yours truly was number 1. Once again, do you think it's entities that are trying to bring down the PIF, or legitimate someone that wants to bring down Lucid specific? And do you think it's Elon? A lot of people like to throw that idea out there that it's Elon really trying to bring down Lucid. What's your thoughts? Don't forget to hit that thumbs up, and make sure you guys definitely take advantage of this promo. Simply sign up for a new account, throw $100 at it. They give you 5 free stocks. Each stock is valued up to $2,000. Kick-ass deal, and this has been also extended up until the end of August. So link to that is in the description below and also the comments. And actually, one final thing, as if you are interested, definitely take advantage of this as well. So if you're looking for a lot of good compiled information, analyst ratings, technicals, ownership, analyst forecast for upcoming earnings, all completely free. Link to the 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗘𝗧 is in the description below. So I'll definitely like to promote free, and this is a free service, so it has a lot of good information. So with all that, appreciate all of you watching.